talk about in the book about having it in your spiritual life as part of your prayer life. How does that work when you talk to people about that, or how maybe even in your own prayer life? Is it a question of just not taking yourself so seriously, which you mentioned in the book, or is it a sense of imagining yourself with God who laughs?
That's a great question. I always like to ask people, what kind of relationship would you have with a friend if you never smiled,
Hmm.
or never laughed, and yet that's the kind of relationship a lot of people have with God. It's seen as totally serious all the time.
Hmm.
So, one of the simplest things is to think about what are the things that give you joy in your life. Can you smile in your prayer with God when you're, giving thanks to God, right? Can you imagine that sometimes the funny or wonderful or unexpected things that happen in your life that maybe bring you up short or make you laugh at yourself might be signs of God's playfulness.
Hmm.
One of the other images I like to think of is the parent and child. It's not the perfect image for everybody for God, but parents sometimes enjoy being playful or joyful or smiling with their children, right? And so why wouldn't we be able to do that with God?
Right.
To that point, an interesting observation someone made the other day. I was talking about this idea of bringing in sort of joy, laughter, and a sense of levity to your prayer, lightheartedness.
Hmm.
And this person said, "Well, what about my contemplation?" I said, when you go to the beach,
Right.
and you contemplate the ocean or contemplate the stars, you do it with a big frown on your face.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
there's this kind of strange, but I think culturally bound identification of contemplation and prayer with gloominess and kind of seriousness all the time. So I'm not saying that we have to be jumping up and down all the time in our prayer, but just trying to restore a little balance.